Hey guys, Seleno here from PlayToEarn.net. Today's video is another episode of our weekly news series where I'll be talking about major news that happened in the PlayToEarn gaming scene this past week to give you a recap. This is going to be another long video with the amount of news, so without further ado, let's get started. To start off our list, the SandBox and VoxoDeus present VoxoDeus Game Jam. In May 2021, the SandBox and VoxoDeus collaborated to launch the Game Jam. The VoxoDeus Game Jam is a sci-fi mythic lore with the idea of exploring new lands, traveling across the Omega system, a sci-fi setting of planets and solar systems among many other forms of exploration. Claiming of VoxoDeus Phase 1 NPC avatar assets would commence from June 10 for VoxHawks owners. There are 3 different VoxoDeus asset collections available: the Cypherine artifacts, Heirloom artifacts, and VoxoDeus avatars. Using these assets aren't compulsory but will give a small bonus in points earned. All entries must be designed in the game maker's software, be a uniquely created asset, and have some playability. They must also be at least 5 minutes, use at least 25 different assets, and follow the storyline. Entries can only contain assets created, purchased, or made by the SandBox. Residents of Japan may only use assets they created and the free materials initially included in the game maker. The event began on June 13th. The deadline for submission is June 26 of 2022. Gathering and voting will take place from June 27th till July 3rd, and results will be announced on July 23rd. Up next, Dreams Quest Origins unveils game basics. Dreams Quest Origins, an open-world blockchain RPG, recently presented the first look of its dreamlike environment, Dreamverse. The video shows landscapes, trees, and items like red feather fern and colorful growing mushroom. The game will initially launch as a mobile game, giving players a fully immersive open-world experience accessed by any smartphone, for both Android and iOS. Users will also be able to access or transfer game assets to Web3 wallets. The game dynamics have been upgraded from play-to-earn to a more collect-to-earn model. Users can collect and earn by discovering, upgrading, buying, selling, and trading rare and collectible items. Players can unlock portals and quests, modify artifacts, get to new locations, and collect organic matters. The Dreamverse has a marketplace where players can buy, sell, and trade game assets. Players can also acquire various special edition items and upgrade NFTs. Another feature in Dreams Quest Origins is Weka, which allows players to access things that are not available. They can unlock the mysteries of organic matter and crystals that intertwine with Weka. The game has 8 realms and a barren rift in the middle. Up next, Haste Arcade raises funds to achieve its gaming objectives. Haste Arcade has raised more than its needed funds due to oversubscribed fundraising. The blockchain gaming platform's goal was $1 million but managed to raise an additional $500,000. Some notable people have invested in Haste Arcade, such as Jonathan Cogley, CEO of Logic Boost Labs, and Thomas Vu, former senior employee at Riot Games and one of the people who brought League of Legends into the market. Haste Arcade is a pay-to-play game that rewards players when they hit the scoreboard with high points. The game has no sophisticated game plan or advanced missions and adventures. Instead, all you need to do is connect your wallet, pay, and win if you get to enter the leaderboard. With this funding, Haste Arcade will review its strategies and evaluate critical reports. It will then build a team to create exciting game experiences for its users. Building blockchain-based games is just a part of its vision. They also plan to make games in the real world and make the Haste Arcade console. Up next, DeFi Kingdoms unveils new features and bug fixes in recent update. DeFi Kingdoms has been working to bring more gigs to their gaming experiences. They plan to roll out the beta version of their duels feature next week and working to unveil new features and bug fixes. A few weeks ago, DeFi Kingdoms introduced pet trading, which allowed players to buy eggs, hatch them, and trade between players. There are 2 types of eggs that differ by color, either blue or gray, and the rarity depends on the offering selected by the player, which can be Gaia's Favor, Gaia's Grace, or Gaia's Boon. A new NFT pet hatches after the incubation period, and users can reject the newly hatched pet and trade them for new eggs. A few additional features added are attunement crystals and enhancement stones will have display names and more detailed information. There were also some UI tweaks. The first one allows players to see hero stats to choose which one to send on quests. Second, newbies will have a confirmation dialog box if they quit the quest early. And third, new navigation arrows are now available on the marketplace. DeFi Kingdoms is set to enhance overall performance and functionality by overhauling recent sales and hire options. Up next, Continuum World reveals new character companion. The team behind the upcoming free-to-play and play-to-earn 2D farming MMO, Continuum World, recently revealed a new character that will be by your side in your adventures throughout the game. The companion is a floating robot that helps you gather resources. The robot has no official name yet, with the devs deciding to allow the community to suggest a name instead. Those who would like to suggest a name should mention the game's Twitter in their tweet and use the hashtag ContinuumWorldBuddy. The team will pick out 3 names sometime this week, which will then be voted on to determine the final name to be used for the robot. Last month, the team introduced land minting, allowing players to deposit, withdraw, and trade NFTs on the game's website. According to the roadmap, Continuum World is set to launch in alpha this Q2, followed by a beta release in Q3 this year. It will initially work on PC, with a mobile version expected in Q1 of 2023. The game's own token, is already available and will be earnable in the future. Up next, Illuvium upgrades to Unreal Engine v5 for upcoming beta. After a recent upgrade, Illuvium will enhance its game by building it for Unreal Engine 5. The latest Unreal Engine 5 is a powerful engine with widespread industry application and a strong support network. It is popular for creating real-time 3D games and was designed by Epic Games. Illuvium is one of the most anticipated games for 2022, although its community has expressed doubts about its viability. Illuvium is one of the most anticipated games for 2022, although its community has expressed doubts about its viability. In the past few months, Illuvium has served as a staking and DeFi project, with its success dependent on ILV staking. During the recent market downturn, ILV fell nearly 20% in a single day to around $180. The Illuvium team is continuously improving the game's visuals and characters for a more advanced 3D role-playing experience. In collaboration with Immutable X, the game recently concluded a successful land sale, which I covered last week. The game currently has a total of 7,000 early beta testers, after adding another 2,500 from the waiting list. The Illuvium NFT, known as Illuvials, may also soon launch on the new GameStop NFT marketplace. Up next, Fractal new blockchain wallet aims to simplify Web3 gaming with Google Sign-In. The new product, Sign-In with Fractal, functions as a cryptocurrency and NFT wallet for Web3 gamers. The process uses players' existing Google accounts and generates a non-custodial wallet, which means Fractal does not keep the user's NFTs or assets and then divides the wallet's private key between the user's device and Fractal's servers. Sign-In with Fractal is meant to facilitate wallet setup with existing Google accounts and reduce the likeliness of phishing attacks. If a user is requested to check in at a false Fractal phishing website, the company believes they will be able to indicate it's not a legitimate Google login request because they will already be signed in. Also, if a user's Google account is compromised, the attacker will not automatically gain access to the Fractal wallet without the original device. The wallet also comes with software development kits for Unity, Unreal, iOS, and web. The first Solana game to adopt the new wallet is MetaOps, an FPS NFT game. Other games include Tiny Colony, EVIO, BR1, Roguestar, and Psyker. Up next, Pegaxy bans thousands of bots for 100 years. The team behind the Polygon-based crypto racing game Pegaxy has recently banned over 19,000 wallets that the developers determined to actually be bots instead of regular players playing the game. These wallets contained almost 30 million locked Viz, which is the game's earnable cryptocurrency. Viz is currently sitting at an all-time low of $0.000142, with a 38.11% drop in the last 30 days and 99.94% decrease from its all-time high of $0.25. This probably won't be the last time we see such bans, especially when there's money to be made with these games. In other Pegaxy-related news, the team revealed a new roadmap last month featuring some new content to look forward to. These include 2 skill-based gameplay modes, with the first one scheduled for launch in Q3 this year, while the second one is planned for Q1 of 2023. A host of new features and upgrades were recently released, including lobby selection, genetic fusing, and more. Up next, My DeFi Pet introduces pet upgrade mechanism. My DeFi Pet has revealed a new pet upgrade mechanism that allows players to transform their NFTs from pet V1 to V2. To do so, players need to have a pet NFT that is leveled up to 20. The announcement states that each turn takes 5 D-Pet to help the pet transform. As a makeover, when the players decide to upgrade them, the V1 pets will be returned to the Land of Legacy or burned, and the V2 pets will be sent to accompany their masters. V2 pets will also look different and have better stats. There is still about a month left for players to upgrade their NFTs to V2, so those who currently don't have level 20 NFTs can still train their V1 pets up to that level, and then choose whether to transform them or not before the snapshot takes place on July 10th. The decision to migrate to V2 pets was decided on by the DAO last month. Up next, Benji Bananas drops update on first season reward campaign. Benji Bananas will be giving out a total of 18 million Primate tokens as part of its first season reward campaign. The prizes will be shared according to the in-game performance of players. For week 1, around 4.3 million Primate was shared, or 3,600 per verified wallet. In the second week, more than 4.7 million Primate was shared. This time it was 2,200 per eligible wallet plus a 1,500 bonus for first and second week holders. 2 weeks still remain for the season with almost 9 million Primate left in rewards. To be eligible for the drop, users must possess 1 or more Benji Banana Membership Pass NFTs, which can be purchased on OpenSea, Coinbase, Rarible, and Looks Rare. Benji Bananas is a free-to-play game developed by Nakamoto Brands. In this game, players make Benji and other monkeys leap from one vine to another through the jungle. The game has more than 50 million downloads, and the NFT Benji Pass allows players to earn tokens that can be swapped for ApeCoin. If you're liking this news list so far, remember to check out our website and news section to be updated with everything about blockchain gaming. Now let's get back to the video. Up next, Upland includes cars in 2 new cities to its metaverse. Upland has recently added NFT cars in Rio de Janeiro and Las Vegas as cities where users can purchase virtual real estate. This was announced during its annual Genesis Week conference last week in Las Vegas, which also reported a surge in registered users to 2.5 million. Metaverse Motors was also added during the conference, the first car in this metaverse. The NFTs will be another avenue for players to trade, collect, and manufacture automobiles. These cars will bring new possibilities such as cargo transportation, car manufacturing, operating showrooms, and providing rideshare. The 2 new cities now brings the total to 18 with more than 130,000 virtual landlords. Rio de Janeiro will also be the first international city to feature in its metaverse. Upland was founded in 2018 in Silicon Valley by serial entrepreneurs Aiden Zuckerman, Manny Honigstein, and Dirk Luth. It is a real-world metaverse sustained by players through the market forces and stands on 3 pillars: play, earn, and connect. Up next, content creators to start earning cash rewards on the Arc8 platform. PlayToEarn mobile gaming platform Arc8, having already established partnerships with English Premier League giants Manchester City and celebrated gaming studio Atari, seeks to partner this time with content creators. Content creators can now earn cash on the Arc8 platform when they make content dedicated to a specific element of Arc8, after which you get rewarded by the platform based on the number of views your video generates, either in GMEE or USDT. The first payment should come after the content hits 1,000 views. After the first trial round, qualified content creators would be selected to enroll in Arc8 Creator Alliance as official members. This makes one eligible to receive new content creation tasks for the next round. In addition to earning cash rewards, content creators will enjoy quick access to new games and features before anybody else. In more Arc8 news, Arc8 announces partners for Season 3. Arc8 has announced a new set of partnerships which will provide more flexibility and improvement in the gaming experience for users. This token partnership emphasizes the growth of the Arcadiverse and its stake in becoming the ultimate platform that unites players, brands, and game creators. According to the team, Arc8 players can access sponsored game tournaments using GMEE as an access token while equally earning these tokens as rewards. This new functionality was set to commence on June 16th and regardless of the game they play in Arc8. In this new season, players will be able to earn Sand, Sport, or Matic depending on the date. Here is the schedule for each token. In the previous season, players were able to earn Tower, Quick, and Rev tokens as they partnered with Manchester City, Atari, QuickSwap, Rev Motorsport, and Crazy Kings. Up next, Immutable X launches Game Studio. The company behind the Ethereum-based NFT scaling carbon-neutral Layer 2 platform, Immutable X, has announced the launch of their very own in-house game studio, Immutable Game Studio. Aside from planning to launch new branding later this week, Immutable also teased that something exciting is coming very soon. This month saw them set up a huge partnership with MasterCard, with the payment processor set to integrate its payment network onto the NFT marketplace, allowing the purchase of NFTs using their cards. The payment network will also be added into the SandBox, MoonPay, Candy Digital, Mintable, Spring, and Nifty Gateway. Last month, Immutable also partnered up with browser gaming giant Kongregate to create a $40 million fund to support developers making blockchain games. Some games part of Immutable X currently are Gods Unchained, Illuvium, and Guild of Guardians. Up next, Nakamoto Games announces 3 new play-to-earn games. Play-to-earn gaming platform Nakamoto Games has announced the development of 3 new play-to-earn titles this week. The games vary in themes, from a world of tanks and guns to competitive pool. Aside from their goal of having 100 games out by this year, the developers are also working on their own metaverse called the Nakaverse. They're currently focused on adding an installment payment plan for those purchasing digital assets in their metaverse, alongside API calculators for such assets. Work on logging into their gaming platform via a Web3 wallet is also underway. Nakamoto Games is a play-to-earn gaming ecosystem featuring a wide variety of free-to-earn, free-to-try, and paid games. In free-to-earn games, the top 10 daily players are rewarded with free items, while paid games require purchasing a ticket using their own Polygon-based token called Naka, for a chance of earning the same coin. Up next, Axie Metaverse adds ranking system to improve gaming quality. Axie Metaverse is adding a ranking system to the game based on ranking points, which players will earn when they win matches. The ranking system aims to create more competition within the game, determining winners in a particular season. A season will last for 14 days, and major updates will determine the tune of a season. The leaderboard will be broken into leagues, with the lowest starting at 0 RP. Players who don't have enough RP to sustain their rank will be demoted a league. Players can only enter a match when they have the required amount of RP for that league. The amount of RP that players can win will depend on the total participants vying for RP in that game. In the case for players with equal RP, additional criteria will be considered, such as the number of matches played in that league, the number of matches played in the season, and the number of kills. Players also receive rewards on a global ranking regardless of the league they are in. Up next, Axie Infinity releases Origins advancement plans in preparation for its global launch. Axie Infinity has disclosed advancement plans in readiness for Origins' global launch. Currently, the first stage of Origin is under development, which concentrates mainly on major balance changes that aim at making the game more exciting and enhancing the amount of in-game decision-making. Phase 2 is expected in July. In this phase, a full in-game reset of MMR, moon shards, and runes and charms will be added to the gaming features. Origin developers will also be disseminating a small amount of AXS to players topping the leaderboard in this phase. This version of the game encourages gamers to assist developers in detecting any bugs or exploits that are happening in-game. At the end of Phase 2, SLP rewards will be removed from V2 and moved to Origin V3. Phase 3 will bear the addition of SLP charges. Balance changes should also be expected as data is gathered on burn and mint. Furthermore, runes and charms from Phase 2 will all expire and cannot be equipped in subsequent seasons. NFT runes and charms are craftable and would henceforth require SLP to be burned as part of their recipe. The leaderboards will reset and AXS rewards will be disseminated to the top-ranking gamers after the last stage. Origin is set to kick off its first official season after this phase. Up next, Wemix unveils brand new blockchain gaming ecosystem Wemix 3.0. Wemix 3.0 is a brand new blockchain gaming ecosystem by Wemix. Technically speaking, it is an EVM-compatible public chain mainnet powered by the SPOA consensus algorithm. With Wemix 3.0, there will be 3 new features on the Wemix platform. First is Wemix Play. This new feature aims to expand the play and earn concept to play and earn and pay, which Wemix 3.0 wants to achieve by using a designated launcher called the Wemix Player. Second is Nile, or NFT's Life Evolution. Nile is the on-chain DAO for users on Wemix 3.0, where members can access facilitation and use of funds, assets, and even other members through the NETH protocol. And last is the Wemix DeFi service, a crypto asset payment platform in Wemix 3.0. A range of DeFi services such as token swaps, staking programs, bridges, crypto bonds, chain-wide auctions, and Wemix dollar lending will take place on this platform. Up next, Playful Studios secures $46 million for the Wildcard Alliance division and announces new Web3 game. Playful Studios, the developers of Creativerse, Lucky's Sale, and New Super Lucky's Sale recently announced a new crypto game, and also managed to secure $46 million for their new blockchain gaming division, the Wildcard Alliance. The funding round was led by Paradigm with participation from Griffin Gaming Partners and Sabrina Han. This new division has partnered up with Polygon Studios to bring their first Web3 game, Wildcard, onto the Ethereum-based Layer 2 network. Wildcard is a blend of MOBA, CCG, and real-time strategy, where players fight it out in an arena featuring live spectators that can affect the match. It is played from a third-person view and has players spawn various different collectible creatures called wildcards with the goal of destroying the opposing base. The team working on this title consists of over 100 developers who have previous experience making Age of Empires, Halo Wars, and Orcs Must Die. Wildcard is currently in pre-alpha with no scheduled release date at the time of this recording. Up next, Revoland releases Guide for Heroes. Chainx Game, the team behind the PlayToEarn MOBA and Battle Royale Revoland, has released a Guide for Heroes, the characters players need in order to play the game. 3 heroes will be given for free, but these are non-NFTs. Heroes have 3 different rarities, N, R, and E. As you level up your hero, they will also gain more attributes and income bonuses. Rarity has an effect on the increase in reward bonuses. A hero of N rarity at level 10 has a 110% reward bonus, while an E hero at level 10 has a reward bonus of 600%. There are 4 different types of heroes in the game: Fighter, Flanker, Gunner, and Support. Each has their own skill set and each can also have their own pet. Revoland is currently undergoing beta testing and is slated to release on the BNB chain this July. The same month the game's 2 cryptocurrencies will also launch, Revo and Land. The first is a BEP20 governance and utility token, while the second is an earnable currency used for upgrading your hero and more. For more detailed information, you can check out their full guide. Up next, Kaleidoco raises $7 million fund to support its objective of merging AR and Web3. Kaleidoco has raised another $7 million fund from the blockchain gaming industry. Investors included Animoca Brands, Nexo, Hextrust, and TSG to name a few. Kaleidoco is an AR and Web3 company. It has a mixed reality, Particle Inc., which is set within the 2.5D dimension. This metaverse leverages the Kaleidoco AR tech platform to use a GameFi experience to route into the 2.5D dimension. The company launched the Particle Inc. Metaverse at TED 2022, which showcased an AR multiviewer technology that allowed 1,400 guests to simultaneously experience live performance, projection mapping, and AR through synchronized tablets. This technology is the first of its kind, and its patent has not been approved. Later this year, Kaleidoco will be enlarging the Particle Inc. Metaverse by releasing the first AR NFT collection, while plans for an AR tech platform will follow next year. Up next, the SandBox unveils the Smurfs Game Jam Challenge. The SandBox collaborates with the Smurfs with a new challenge. All registered players with the SandBox are permitted to take part in this challenge. Players can work independently or as a team of up to 4 members. Top entries will have a split share of 50,000 sand in the following ways. All entries must be designed in the game maker software, be a uniquely created asset, and have some playability. They must also be at least 5 minutes, use at least 25 different assets, and follow the storyline. Entries can only contain assets created, purchased, or made by the SandBox. Residents of Japan may only use assets they created and the free materials initially included in Game Maker. The event will begin on June 20th. The deadline for submission is July 3rd of 2022. Submission gathering and voting will take place from July 4th to July 24th. Results will be announced on July 30th. Up next, Saga secures $3.6 million funding to develop middleware metaverse called Soulbound. The fund was raised from contributions by Animoca Brands, Delta Blockchain Fund, AAG Ventures, and NGC Ventures to name a few. Saga is a blockchain-based gaming community with the aim of enlarging the metaverse by prioritizing startup projects, building chain-agnostic market tooling, and unleashing the potential of the owners, players, and builders of the metaverse across the world. This will be achieved by partnering with gaming professionals to create projects, using cross-game NFTs to bridge several metaverses, and allowing passionate players to control a significant part of in-game economies. The platform will also use its Soulbound system to create a series of game-specific councils. The funding will finance Saga's mission to create Soulbound, a player profile system that rewards players for participation and performance in the metaverse. Saga has partnered with brands to run games like Phantom Galaxies and High Street. Once Soulbound is completed, it will be a secure platform for users and brands. The company is awaiting clearance and guidance from the US SEC and other official agencies before entering the US market. And lastly, STEPN GMT enters the early stage of DEX trading. STEPN enters its next phase with a native decentralized exchange, which is now functional after the first series of on-chain transactions. Through the DEX, liquidity would be added to STEPN's native tokens and fully decentralized trading will be enabled. Although GMT and GST are listed across several exchanges, a native DEX is likely to enhance the app's flexibility for exchanges and the potential for liquidity staking. The new DEX is set to be added directly to STEPN. The user growth of STEPN reached a peak at May, but at the beginning of June, user count was seen to have fallen by half based on monthly active users. New potential users can only be added to the app by invitation. New mechanisms have also been included to stop new shoe minting, as the number of shoes NFTs now exceeds the growth of new players. The recent crypto market crash has seen coins like Bitcoin and ETH plummet. STEPN GMT has lost almost 50% over the past week and is currently valued at $0.57. GST has fallen from $0.57 to $0.21 in the past week. And that's a wrap for this week's News Day. What are your thoughts about the news I talked about today? Let me know in the comments. I'll be back same time next week to give you another weekly recap. And for more info on everything about blockchain games, check out our website at PlayToEarn.net, where we have the largest database of games that have all the info you need. That's it for today. See you next video.